Welcome, this is William Dymock-Johnson with RPGaday. Question 20. What was the most challenging but rewarding system you have learned? Well, the most challenging system that I had to learn was Star Wars D6 by Western Games. Now, on the surface, Star Wars D6 is a fairly simple system. It's one of those attributes plus skills systems, and you're only rolling D6s. It's not particularly hard, mathematically. However, conceptually, it was a bit of a step in a different direction. After all, a Star Wars game, even the Fantasy Flight game nowadays, you were trying to emulate a movie, specifically a certain set of movies. And this is a different paradigm shift from your standard murder, loot, pillage mode of, say, Dungeons and Dragons, which is what I started out on. The idea that the aims of the character is not to amass wealth or loot or power, although you can do those things in those games. In Star Wars D6, it is not what the game is about. It's not what's in its paradigm. If you're talking about mage and things, its paradigm is being the hero and overcoming your hero's personal problems in the context of a space opera setting. And getting your head around that can be difficult. It is tricky. You don't amass wealth or loot in a typical Star Wars game. You are often, in a classic Star Wars D6, you are agents of the Rebellion. So you are supplied by the Rebellion. You get your ship from the Rebellion, you get your blaster from the Rebellion. And there's not much else to amass. So therefore you must concentrate on personal goals. You must concentrate on personal things. How will you relate? Why are you in the Rebellion? What are you doing here? And of course overcoming the evil empire. That is something you have to do as well. And also the game should be played out like it was a movie. And Western Games puts a lot of hints in their rule books that you should play this game like it was one of the 3 movies. And there were things like the enemies, the bolt standard rank and file enemies should have ridiculously cheesy stats on the low end to represent how you can, as a hero, you can mow them down like so much wheat because, well, you're a hero and they are not. This concept that the hero is a special person, not merely someone who is in the simulation system and has a array of skills, but anyone else can have those skills as well, and you're not particularly special. The idea that you're a special character, that you are a cinematic character, that you can do things according to cinematic logic, not to real-world logic. These are all difficult conceptual challenges to overcome. And so this is why many people struggled with games like Star Wars. And later on, more narrative and storytelling games, because they are not meant to be played in the same mode as a traditional RPG, Dungeons and Dragons, or even Call of Cthulhu, where you have clearly defined investigative goals and objectives. And even in Call of Cthulhu, there's a lot of weight towards acquiring knowledge, knowing things, learning things, acquiring spells, to better defeat or raid the great old ones in their conquest of the earth. So yes, that would be the game which is the most challenging for me to learn. It was challenging conceptually, not really mechanically. Thank you.